The Constitution, our founding document. The Constitution was written to restrain the power of the state. And I don't know if you've checked, but it's doing a great job. And it's doing just what it was intended to do. I saw Donald Trump the other day. They asked him, what he was going to do, and he was like, I got to check Article 1, Section 8 before I do anything. I got to make sure I really... I don't know. I've always kind of thought, like, the Constitution is kind of... Like, I mean, I like it. I read it. It's a good book, but I just don't, it doesn't seem like it applies that much anymore. No one follows it, But then, like, Europe started locking up every blogger they don't like, and I was like, I'm pretty into that First Amendment thing. That's pretty cool. I'm glad we have that. Of course, I mean, the Constitution is still very relevant today. We elected a brilliant orator who taught constitutional law. Still talking about Trump. It was at Trump University. He gave the course. It was Benjamin Franklin. Supposedly, he said, right, when he came out, and they said, what have you given us? Right, some lady was like, but by the way, that lady sounds pretty pushy in the story. Like, it's like, what have you given us? Like, Jesus, I'm working. But she's like, and what did he say? Right, he said, a republic, if you can keep it. Don't you kind of wish you were right there when he said that, and you were just like, listen, we're not going to be able to keep this thing. So you really, like, you're going to have to rethink this whole idea. And then I think it was Thomas Jefferson who said something like, I always butcher these quotes, but it was something like, the tree of liberty has to be watered with the blood of tyrants. And, Patriots. Oh, okay. Oh, I liked my version better. Sorry. Was it Patriots? Why do we always have to die? Whatever happened I'm just saying, I don't know if you've seen that tree, but there's not a lot of new leafy growth on it. It's looking... By the way, I don't even believe that any of the founders said half the stuff. We credit to them. I'm conspiratorial about that. Henry Ford definitely didn't say half the things we give him credit for. No one person had that many great quotes. I don't believe it. And also, while I'm getting into conspiracy, I don't think Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wrote Good Will Hunting. I don't believe it for a second, okay? There's no way they wrote that. Really? They put out that masterpiece and then just crap for the rest of their careers? Like, it doesn't make sense. At 22, they banged out that masterpiece. It's like if Shakespeare just like wrote one Shakespeare and then it was like just 3 Born Identities after that, and you're just like, I don't know. I don't think this is the same guy, probably, but that's just me. I don't mean to go all conspiratorial on you guys, really. But really, the Constitution was a conspiracy. That's how this whole country started, right? It was just like a few guys who were like, we're tired of this. We're going to start our own government. They're like the original Zionists, if you think about it. But I can't. Oh, all right. Thanks, 3 Jews. All right. Let's move off that touchy subject. All right. Moving right along. No problem. Maybe if we could go back in time and talk to the founders, we'd be like, you should be proud. Don't worry. Give it a couple 100 years. But soon, this great nation will send Dennis Rodman to bring peace in the Koreas. Finally, this whole thing will come together, and we will. Man, do any of you guys feel like we're like in one of those movies where there's like someone has a time machine, and then they go back and they mess up, and then like you come to the future that was never supposed to be, and like you're like, what? Dennis Rodman's in North Korea? Like what? Like someone needs to come back and fix everything, and you're like, oh yeah, that made more sense. Okay, yeah. Ron Paul won in 2020, and when everything's fine, or whenever, 2012, whenever he ran. Yeah, a few sad Ron Paul supporters out there. He's still doing good. Don't worry. Isn't it great that like Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump can actually sit down at, like, for all the things that any of us may not like about Donald Trump, like. Kim Jong-un looked at him and he was like, finally, America's making some sense. Like, I can't believe they finally picked a serious leader after all these years of joking around with these clowns. There's like someone, like, make it, like, I feel like like they're gonna sit down and then everyone else is gonna leave the room and then they're just gonna like look at each other and they'll be like, is it just us? Is it just us? And then they're just like, dude, I think you're awesome. And he's like, me too, man. That is hilarious what you're doing on Twitter. We don't have Twitter or food, but we do. I love what you guys are doing there. All right.